Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Rocking solo for this one. Dylan's in Atlanta, so gonna be rocking solo for the next couple here. Recapping this past week's games. Houston was in Toronto. Houston took 3 of 4. Not really much of a surprise there. White Sox at Cleveland. Cleveland took 2 of 3. Minnesota hosted Detroit. Minnesota took care of business at home, winning 2 of 3. Tampa Bay at KC. Tampa Bay ended up taking 2 of 3. Oakland entertained the LA Angels. It was Oakland sweeping the Angels after the Angels just swept Oakland the previous week. Seattle entertained Baltimore, and Baltimore ended up taking 2 of 3 in that one. Washington played host to the New York Mets. It was the Mets taking 2 of 3. Colorado hosted the Milwaukee Brewers, and those two teams split a 4-game series. St. Louis was in Pittsburgh. It was St. Louis taking 2 of 3 in that one. Atlanta entertained the San Francisco Giants. It was the Giants taking 2 of 3. The Chicago Cubs welcomed the Philadelphia Phillies. It was the Phillies taking care of business, shorthanded, obviously. No Harper, no Schwarber right now for those guys. And Arizona took care of business at Dodger Stadium. Large thanks to massive series by Walker there. 6 home runs in the series, just an incredible series from that guy. So yeah, they take 2 of 3. There was 3 interleague matchups over this week. San Diego was in Texas. San Diego took care of business. That one taking 2 of 3. Cincinnati swept the reeling New York Yankees. We'll get to that in a second. And Boston ended up taking a sweep in Miami. So I go 9-5-1 this week. Dylan goes 8-6-1. I go 2-1 head to head with Dylan, so I gain another game. I'm 207, 136, and 27. Dylan is 195, 148, and 29. Dylan's 13 games back. And yeah, lots can happen though. He gained 4 games in 1 week one, so um not over just yet. Long season ahead still. So let's jump into this weekend's game, starting in the AL. It is a rivalry that never gets old. Boston in New York for 3 games. Like I said, the Yankees are reeling right now. They're now 2 games back of Baltimore for first in that division. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row, as I mentioned. They just got swept by Cincinnati. Boston's only 5.5 back. I mean, if you would have told me that, I mean, a week ago, I would have said, like, you're crazy. But here we go. They've won 7 of their last 10. They've won 4 in a row. Boston's a lot better team than I think a lot of people gave them credit for, including myself. They're proving a lot of people wrong right now, and they're playing some really good baseball, and they're banged up too. But in this one, I am going to go. This is the tough one because the Yankees on paper should win this series, but the way they're playing right now, I think I'm tempted to take the Red Sox. So I'm gonna go the Red Sox in this one. Tampa Bay at Texas. Tampa Bay just coming off of a series win in KC. Texas is coming off a series loss. They are definitely having that old World Series hangover right now. They're 8 games out of a playoff spot, 8.5 out of a wild card spot. All of a sudden, Houston's slammed that gap shut. They're only 2 back. Yeah, Texas this season might be on life support right now, to be honest. 9 games under 500. Yeah, I am going to go with Tampa Bay here. The Rangers just got to get it going right now. Minnesota entertains Houston. I'm going to go Houston here. Houston is hot right now. Just took 3 of 4 in Toronto. They've won, I think it's 11 of their last 13 games now, 8 of their last 10 plus run differential now. They are 3 games over 500 now after an historical bad start to the season. Yeah, I'm going to go Houston here. Baltimore at Oakland. I mean, this one's pretty straightforward. Baltimore, one of the best teams in baseball. Gunnar Henderson going to be representing them at the home run derby. So that will be awesome to see. Um, yeah, Oakland is just not a very good baseball team. I will go Baltimore. Toronto at Seattle. This is always a fun series to look forward to as a Blue Jays fan, as all Western Canada Blue Jay fans go down to Seattle and kind of invade T-Mobile Park, and it's most likely 80% Jays fans there, 20% Mariners fans. But with how bad the Blue Jays have been, I'm gonna be interested to see if it's still that same dynamic. The Blue Jays, yeah, they got to figure out which direction they're going in, because if they want to, they could have a fire sale. They got a lot of intriguing players on this roster that they could trade. Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero, Kevin Gausman, Yimi Garcia. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of players on this team that they could get a lot for, but you still got Bo and Vlad for another year. So do you want to run it back and try again next year? I'm not sure. It's a lost season this year. They're a record 9 games below 500 for the first time since 2019 when they lost 102 games. Not ideal for the Blue Jays. I'm going to go Seattle on this one. In the National League, it's going to be the Mets versus Pittsburgh. I am going to go Pittsburgh here. Pittsburgh struggling as of late, 4 of their last 6, but the Mets, they're a confusing team, man. It's like they've won 6 of the last 4, they won 8 of their last 10, and then they just lost not this previous series to the Mets, but they did lose the one before that. It'll be interesting to see kind of where they go. They're only 2.5 out of a wild card spot, which is crazy to say for how bad this team was through April through May, and they caught some fire in June. So we'll see if that can carry over to July. St. Louis at Washington. I am going to go with St. Louis here. St. Louis is playing very good baseball now. They're actually in a wild card spot, like the Astros. Just couldn't string wins together. Now they're 4 games above 500. Still a negative run differential, which kind of scares me. It tells me they're winning a lot of close games, and when they lose, they're getting blown out. So that's not ideal. But in this one, I am going to go with St. Louis. Philly at Atlanta. This is would be a really good series to watch if everyone was healthy. You know, there's no Acuna, there's no Harper, there's no Schwarber. Dylan's actually going to be at this game today, so that would be cool for him to see. Would have been nice for him to see some pitching matchups. I think Nola pitches today, so that'd be good at least. But in this one, I'm gonna go Atlanta just strictly on the fact that the Phillies, I mean, yeah, they're the best team in this division, and Atlanta's 9 games back of them. But I think that Atlanta's offense is going to be too much for Philadelphia to overcome. Arizona at San Diego. I'm going to go Arizona here. I just took them to beat the Dodgers, and they took 2 of 3 on the backs of Christian Walker hitting 6 bombs in 3 games. Just a crazy series for him. And yeah, San Diego is just a too of an inconsistent team for me right now, even though they are on a hot streak right now, 7 of their last 10. So yeah, I'm gonna go Arizona in this one. Milwaukee at the Dodgers. The Dodgers, like I said, coming up that series lost to Arizona. Milwaukee, really good offense. Dodgers, really good offense. Be interested to see what they do at the deadline, especially if Mookie Betts is still hurt. Whether they go get a couple bats. I'm gonna go the Dodgers here though. They're at home, and yeah, this should be a really good series. Could be a very high scoring series, in my opinion. Interleague action here. KC is in Colorado. I'm going to go KC here. Crazy things happen in Coors, but KC should take care of business with this one. KC is now a half game out of a wild card spot. They had a pretty firm grasp on that wild card spot. They're 4 games clear in that second wild card spot, but have since spotted a little bit. Like I said last week, the home and road splits are crazy. They're one of the best teams at home, and they're one of the worst teams on the road. They're 31-18 at home, and they're 17-23 on the road. So yeah, need to get going on the road here, and it could start with the series in Colorado. White Sox at Miami. As Dylan would say, this is the dumpster fire series. I honestly don't know who to take in this series because both teams cannot be trusted. So I don't know, man. The White Sox are 4-6 in their last 10. They've lost their last game. Miami is 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 4 in a row. I'm gonna go the White Sox. Miami's lost 4 in a row. I'm gonna rock with the White Sox this series. Detroit at Cincinnati. I am going to go Cincinnati in this one. Cincinnati, a team that kind of climbed out of that basement of the NL Central, right? They're won 3 in a row. They just swept the New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Got to be feeling pretty good about themselves. I am going to go Cincinnati in this one to beat Detroit. San Francisco Giants at Cleveland. Cleveland is in first place in their division by 6 games over the Minnesota Twins. And not really much of a surprise there. Cleveland has been a consistent team all season long. Stephen Kwan just qualified for the average leader. He's up to 360 on the year, which is absolutely crazy. Giants have been playing better as of late, too. 3 games out of a wild card spot, won 7 of their last 10 games. This one, I am going to go Cleveland in this one. And rounding out the interleague, we got the LA Angels in the Windy City taking on the Chicago Cubs. The Angels were playing better lately. They've won 6 in a row, but they just got swept by Oakland. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 6-4 in their last 10. But if we go down to the Cubs here, they've lost 7 of the last 10. They're 8 games below 500 for a team that had a little bit of expectations coming to this one. Brought in Craig Counsell. I mean, they brought back Cody Bellinger for agency. Now, do you flip him at the deadline? Get some value for him? I'm not sure. But it will be interesting to see for sure. So just to recap, Dylan's going to take the Yankees, Tampa, Houston, Baltimore, Seattle, the Mets, St. Louis, Atlanta, San Diego, the Dodgers, KC, Miami, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the Chicago Cubs. I'm going to go Boston, Tampa, Houston, Baltimore, Seattle, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Atlanta, Arizona, the Dodgers, KC, the White Sox, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the Chicago Cubs. We're almost at that 1,000 subscriber mark. It's been really awesome seeing our channel grow over the last few months here. We really appreciate all the listens and all the likes and all the subscribers. So if you like this video, give it a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.